been quite some time, good folks, but I am back like I never left. Back where it all started. It is the return of Monk Spot, your favorite place for everything sports. Here on Spot on Sports, where we're not just accurate, but spot on. And I am here to give you guys just a small sample of what you can expect in September when the NFL regular season kicks off. Now, most of you guys may know I'm good for your game day matchups, but in honor of preseason, I'll give you guys what to look for. Our first game gives a pre-Super Bowl rematch at Gillette Stadium as the Philadelphia Eagles travel to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. With this being the second game, it means we get to see extended action from the starters for presumably a full quarter. Keep your eyes on the Patriots as Tom Brady must commandeer yet another new look offense, and with wide receiver Julian Edelman expected to miss the next 4 games, look for Brady to attempt to establish a connection with newly added wide receiver Eric Decker. Decker is part of a receiving corps old Tommy Boy threw quite the hissy fit at during practice this past Monday, in which he dropped 5 passes in a 2-day span in what was wet conditions. Against the Eagles, Decker will face a solid test and must prove he can be reliable until Tom's wide receiver Edelman returns. Now, he's not the only addition under the microscope as running back Jeremy Hill is battling for some starting touches of his own. And he's in a much better position, all in part to the injuries to Rex Burkhead and rookie Sony Michel. Now, like Decker, a date with the Eagles defense is a date to die for, and as well as a chance to see if he can handle taking some pressure from Brady's shoulders. This next game gives us a slight look into what the near future could hold, because we get to see 2 of the top 5 quarterbacks taken in this year's draft go mano a mano, as the Bills will try to circle the doghouse of the Cleveland Browns. But before we break down the rookies, this may also serve as a revenge game for quarterback Tyrod Taylor, as the chips continue to stack on his shoulder, having to fend off a prominent rookie and square off against his former team that traded him. Though this is only one drive in a vanilla atmosphere, Tyrod was perfect on 2 straight drives, going for 5 for 5 for 99 yards. And though he may not be as picture perfect this time around, I look for him to continue his upward trend. Now for our 2 rookie studs. On one end, Josh Allen is growing on coaches at Bills camp, and unlike his competition, he isn't getting lost in the rotation shuffle and has remained under center receiving reps as the number 2 backup. And with the Bills opening the quarterback battle for winner take all, Allen may have 1 foot in the door already. And with numbers similar last week to Nathan Peterman and AJ McCarron, he could possibly cement himself as the number 1 if he can keep up or outduel this guy. The number 1 draft pick, Baker Mayfield, is the talk of the town, and many fans, including those not of the doghouse, want Mayfield to be the starter after throwing for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns against the New York Giants. That was just preseason in just 1 game, but even I must admit he did look the part. But what we should be looking for is consistency, and if lightning strikes twice, it Mayfield County. May 13, 2018 was the day Kirk Cousins inked his long sought-after $84 million contract with the Minnesota Vikings. And now he'll have to put his money where his mouth is when he stares down the Jacksonville Jaguars defense this weekend. Kirk was a solid 4 for 4 as they swept a Von Millerless defense under the rug. But fortune does somewhat smile on him again as he will begin to face a Jalen Ramsey-less defense. Despite that, the number 2 ranked defense will present a challenge and will serve as a clear indication if Kirk can lead an offense against a formidable playoff team. Now, quarterbacks will remain a recurring theme, and Blake Bortles is no exception. Reports have raved that he's having his best camp by far, and we hope that is the case for a guy who has been no more than a serviceable bus driver. I'm interested to see if his willingness to take shots into the Purple Lagoon with the defense featuring Xavier Rhodes and Harrison Smith takes fold. And just like Mayfield, I have to preach consistency with a guy who tends to slip in and out more often than not. And I have to know if Bortles can be competitive against the number 1 ranked defense. But it sure helps to have a bruiser like Leonard Fournette 5 yards behind him. Now, before I sign out, I usually don't get the chance to give my own opinion because when you see me on the table talk, I'm usually sharing my thoughts with the other guys on the table. But this time will be a bit different, and I have some thoughts to get off my mind. For instance, how about them Cowboys? But what about them exactly? So many questions stem from the silver and blue stars, such as, is Dak Prescott ready to take the next step in year 3? Or what do we expect from a receiving corps that no longer features Dez Bryant and Jason Witten? This team has had almost a total layover from both sides of the ball, but one thing that has not changed is the shepherd leading the sheep. Jason Garrett. In a world of normalcy in the NFL, coaches that haven't won in, let's say, 7 years usually get axed halfway through. But yet, Jerry Jones pleads that his head coach will not lose his job if he misses the playoffs. We can take a page from the 76ers and say trust the process, but for how long? What can Jason Garrett accomplish with Dak and Zeke that he could not with Tony Romo? When do you stop expecting an old dog to perform new tricks and just give the dog up for adoption? How about them Cowboys? Comment, rate, subscribe. Drop us a like. We would always appreciate it. You know me, click that subscribe button. It's right there below. You got the mouse right next to you. Check out more videos here on Spot on Sports and look out for more Monk Spot, as well as many more episodes here that we will be presenting to you guys. This is Monk Spot, your favorite place for everything sports.